Hello friends, this is Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today, really excited because I am sharing with you two PNP draws. So two PNP draws happened in last 2 days, and you know what, we always share this information with you about the draws, any types of information, any programs, but this is special. Why this is special? Because this is happening after a long gap, because NOC code were changing, and now the NOC codes have changed November 16th and draws have resumed. So this is very important to share with this you latest information. But before that, a request: if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, update, tips and tricks on this channel. If you like the video, please share it with your family and friends, and please press the bell icon so that this video comes to you immediately when we upload it. And let's get started on today's important video, which is about two PNP draws. So two PNP draws happened in last 2 days, and these are, of course, PNP draws. People are so excited to know about it, but these are special. Why this is special? Because PNP draws actually resumed after a long gap. NOC to TEER was happening, so NOC code was changing. And if you have not seen my video, you can watch my video on NOC to TEER. I have explained to you what is happening in the NOC codes and how you can make use of the latest NOC codes. So NOC to TEER, even PNP's express entry, everywhere the NOC codes are changing. It is your responsibility to make the changes. If you do not make the changes into your express entry profile, you will not get ITA. So if you have hired an agent or a consultant, please reach out to him. It is their job. They need to update your express entry profile. If you have made your express entry profile yourself, please go and update. Even if your chance comes, if you are not having the updated NOC codes, you will miss this chance. So very important, do it just now. Don't delay. Right? So this much importance is there with the NOC codes. So as I said, after NOC to TEER change, TEER is basically NOC 2021 codes. What we were using was NOC 2016. Now 2021 codes have come in. It is a 5-digit code instead of a 4-digit code. So you have to use those 5-digit codes. And let's get started on the first province which has conducted the draw after the NOC code changes, and this province is Manitoba. Manitoba has conducted the PNP draw after the NOC code change happened. So before I go and explain you what happened in the draw, it is very important to at least understand basic understanding of what the categories are. If you don't know the categories, then it will be very difficult to explain what happened in the draw. So first, let's quickly look at the various categories. Each category has its own qualifying requirements. I am not touching on that. I am just telling you the categories. That's all. So PNP categories basically in Manitoba are 3 types. So the first category is skilled worker stream. The second category is international education stream, and the third category is business investor stream. So these are the 3 categories. Under this, there are subcategories. Skilled workers can be from Manitoba and they can be overseas also. So skilled worker Manitoba, skilled worker overseas, right? So these are the 2 categories under skilled worker stream. Under international education stream, international education stream is for those people who come here for studies, those international graduates who come and study from Manitoba, universities of Manitoba or colleges of Manitoba, and then after they graduate, they apply for PR. So under this category of international education stream, we have 3 categories. Under The first category is career employment category, the second category is graduate internship category, and the third category is student entrepreneur category. Student entrepreneur category is that category where student who graduates from a Manitoba university or college but do not go into workforce or gets employed with someone. Rather than they start their own venture, their own business, they become entrepreneurs. So they do not want to work for someone. They want to have their own kind of entrepreneurship, and that is the reason this category is also there. Under the business entrepreneur stream, there are two categories. The first one is entrepreneur category, the second one is farm investor category. So now that you know what are the categories under the Manitoba PNP, it will be easier to explain to you what draw happened in the draw. So Manitoba PNP draw happened, each draw has a number. So Manitoba PNP draw number was 158. The draw was here. All the information is right in front of you, and this is from the government website. The problem is sometimes it is difficult to read from here. So the same information I have captured here on this sheet. So right in front of you, November 18th is the draw happened. November 18th, which is yesterday, the draw happened, and total 518 candidates were issued letter of advice to apply, LAA. So LAA is same just like ITA, invitation to apply. So don't get confused with a different nomenclature. The meaning remains the same, that you are invited, that you apply and you get an invitation and you apply after that. So if we looked at the three categories, so total number of candidates invited were 518. Out of 518, 177 were invited under the category called skilled workers in Manitoba. Their score was, the cutoff score was 797, and skilled worker overseas 143 people were invited, 686 was the cutoff score. Under the international education stream, total number of candidates invited were 198. So if we total, it will come to 518 letter of advice to apply. Here, very important thing, out of 518, 125 people, 125, almost 1/5, 125 people have got letter of advice to apply. They were having already express entry profile. They have express entry profile and with job seeker ID. So this is the importance. PNP is linked with express entry. If you do not have your profile updated in express entry, you will not get invite in express entry and you will not get invite in PNP. So how much importance is there to update the profile in express entry? You have to do it, your agent or consultant has to do it. If you can't do it, reach out to our office, we can help you get this done. But it is required, it is mandatory, otherwise you will not get invite. That's as simple as that, right? So let's look at the snapshot of till today. Manitoba has invited 5,369 people. So here important thing is that November 18 draw happened, but there is nothing in October. October basically was a time when they were updating the system. So Manitoba didn't conduct any draw in October, and September they came straight to November. Total till now 5,369 candidates are invited. And now let's look at the Manitoba points grid. It is very important to understand this points grid, because Manitoba is a unique province which does negative marking. Just like we go for exams, right? In exams, if you right answer gives you the 4 marks, then wrong answer deducts 1 marks. Something very similar Manitoba follows. So Manitoba, of course, they give you marks for adaptability, work experience, education, but they also deduct your mark for risks. Suppose you have graduated from Ontario and you run to Manitoba just to get the PR, but what Manitoba will do, they will deduct 200 marks. You have done job in Ontario, you go to Manitoba to get the PR, they will deduct marks. So people don't know this, and that's why sometimes it is very important to look at your options and then plan ahead. So this is the point grid. As I said, you can see adaptability has maximum points, 500. 500 points are there for adaptability. What is adaptability? So adaptability is if you have relatives in Manitoba, you can get free 200 points. And if you have studied from Manitoba, you can get another 100 points. If you have worked in Manitoba, you can get also another 100 points. And so if you have friends also in Manitoba, you can get 50 points for that. So this is like you can get around 450, 500 points easily if you have those connections in Manitoba. So if you know your options, you can plan accordingly. So this is about Manitoba points grid. Now let's move on to the second province which has done draw after NOC to TEER change. So this second province, and I'm fascinated and I really love this province because this is the smallest province, and in spite of being a smallest province, this province is very focused on immigration. So what is this province? This province is called Prince Edward Island. Yes, this is an island, a very small island which you can't even find on the map of Canada, and they do draw regularly. This is their 11th draw, 11 month 11th draw. Straightforward, simple, right? So each month they conduct a draw. They have so much focus, so much planning behind it. So if you look at this small province, which is an island, surrounded by water all over, this province is Prince Edward Island. And island, if you see on the map, you can't even find it. So here is the arrow. It's in Atlantic. It has a different time zone as compared to Ontario. This province is such a small province, very focused, and this province has not just, it is doing PNP immigration, it is also doing immigration with the another category which is part of Atlantic immigration program. So under PNP categories, this has two simple streams, worker stream and entrepreneur stream. And as I said, not just PNP, this province also takes people via Atlantic immigration program. So I have a complete video on Atlantic immigration program. If you have not seen, you can watch this very detailed video about what is Atlantic program. It's a federal program. It was a pilot, but now it is made into a regular program. Atlantic provinces, there are 4 provinces and they always need people. So people don't prefer to go there because of the weather and some other reasons, but the requirements is always high. So this is about the categories about PAI, Prince Edward Island PNP categories. Now let's actually look at the schedule. As I said, they have already published the schedule. The schedule is already there. They mentioned on their website November 17th is the draw, and November 17th draw will happen. Next draw they already told you December 15th. Yes, next draw will happen December 15th. They already publish a complete schedule. No province does that. Only this province does. So now that we have talked about this, let's move on to the draw. So Prince Edward Island conducted the draw on November 17 and they invited 149 people. And out of 149 people, there were 2 programs. One was Express Entry Labor Impact and second was Business Impact. Labor Impact category, they invited 141 people, and under the Business Impact, they invited 8. Total 149, and Business Impact, the score was least this time, 62, right? So this is about the Prince Edward Island. But another additional thing which I want to share with you is the snapshot. So this is the data captured for each draw. So these are all the 11 draws, date by date, draw by draw, all the information right in front of you. So if you look at this, you will find total province has invited 1,612 people. So November 17th they conducted the draw, but I want to share a quick thing here. Prince Edward Island also done a small draw without prior information. That draw was about 30 people and that was done around November 3rd. So you never know, they can do additional draws also, but these are already, the schedule is still already available. So this is about the 2 PNP draws. If you want to discuss your profile, if you want to talk about any of the Canadian visa immigration options for you, your friends or families, you can schedule an appointment with us. Our office address is in Brampton, email ID, phone numbers. Everything is shared right here with you. Very important thing. If you have still not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.